Do you know what end-of-life planning entails? People spend more time planning their next holiday than they do on their end-of-life plans. Let me ask you this. If you were called into the ER and asked by the doctor to make decisions about your loved one's medical treatment, would you be aware of their wishes regarding the type and amount of treatment they would want to receive? A few years ago, a tragic set of events occurred which encouraged me to think about end-of-life planning very seriously. As with most things in life, it's not until you have experienced the death of a family member or close friend you realise the importance of doing something. Most of us don't understand the importance of why we should have an end-of-life plan, what is required to be in a plan, let alone know where we should start, as well as struggling to start doing one. Today, I'm going to discuss 4 great tips you need to know first to help you start making your own end-of-life plans. I will look at several aspects around an end-of-life planning that most people don't even consider. I hope by the conclusion of this video, you will want to start making your own end-of-life plan. The thing is, end-of-life planning is not just about you. Hello everyone, my name is Jeffrey and welcome to the Plan Wishes channel. We bring the best end-of-life and non-financial retirement insights, practical tips and resources to assist you to navigate the issues you will confront now and in later life. This is the first video in our end-of-life planning series, answering the questions you have been wanting to ask. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, and if you're on YouTube, click the alert notification. If you're on Facebook, remember to share this with a friend. Let's begin. Firstly, a question I have for you. Have you ever attempted to start your end-of-life planning, but you felt overwhelmed and you gave up? I'd love to hear if this has happened to you. Please let me know in the comments section below. End-of-life planning is about you being proactive. It's about what you would want to be done when you cannot speak on your behalf because of injury or illness you may suffer, or what you would want done in the event of your death. End-of-life planning is also about what you would want your last days to be like. From the knowledge you get from undertaking the planning process, you will become more informed. This will ensure you will be able to logically decide on what you will want your end of life to be like. This will give you time to make informed choices without the fear and emotions overwhelming you once you're in the middle of a medical crisis, or worse still, unable to communicate your wishes for yourself. A crucial part of end-of-life planning must be what you'd want others to do on your behalf. If you were incapacitated due to an injury or illness, who would you want to be deciding for you? As well as what decisions do you want them to make on your behalf? It is very important if you could not communicate yourself, as you will not have a say about the type or amount of treatment you would want or not wish to receive. The result of the medical treatment you will receive will have a direct impact on the quality of your life from that moment onwards. Medical intervention may result in you being permanently bedridden. You may need 24-hour constant care, dialysis for the rest of your life, or be in constant pain. Would you want that? Having a documented plan about the type and extent of medical treatment you would accept is important. You need to be able to accept and live with any likely outcomes. Another benefit of planning for your end of life is your loved ones benefit. By them knowing exactly what your wishes are, they don't have to guess what you may have wanted. They will have your instructions on what you wanted to be done under the circumstances. This reduces the stress, guilt and doubt your loved ones would otherwise experience during one of the most upsetting and emotional times of their lives. To help you better understand the importance of end-of-life planning, let me ask you this. Do you think it is morbid to think about your death or incapacity because of an accident or an illness that could occur to you? It will pale into insignificance compared to the stress and the emotional confusion your loved ones will suffer. Think about how your loved ones would react if they received a phone call from the hospital informing them to attend as quickly as possible to say their final goodbyes to you, as the chances of dying within the next 3 hours is highly likely. No one is ever prepared to receive such life-changing news, especially if they must make time-critical decisions that will save your life. But those decisions will have a dramatic impact on the quality of your life. These decisions are going to be extremely daunting and emotional for them. This becomes much worse when your family is unsure what you would have wanted to be done in these circumstances. What would you want your family to decide? Either have your life support system turned off or have the doctor carry out all necessary steps to keep you alive. Even though there is a high probability the treatment may leave you incapacitated, such as being attached to a ventilator or in a comatose state for the rest of your life, because of traumatic head injury, stroke, brain tumour, drug or alcohol intoxication, or even an underlying illness, such as diabetes or infection. Another example is, does your family know if you want your organs donated if you die, whether you'd want to be buried or cremated? Remember, no matter what age you are or your current health condition, you never know when or what may happen next. So what do we mean by end-of-life planning? End-of-life planning involves much more than having an updated will, which most of the population don't even have. It is about you thinking about your inevitable death and being aware this will be a reality one day. An important part of the planning process is undertaking and gathering information, including internet research using relevant and reputable sites and published research papers, speaking with medical professionals and other people about their experiences to better understand the likely outcomes of various medical treatments and interventions that are used today. The information you have gathered will enable you to make better informed decisions about the type and amount of medical intervention you would want to receive or be withheld. Once you have made your decision, you should formally document them. The document may be referred to as either an advanced care plan, an advanced care or health directive, or it's sometimes called a living will. This document provides guidance to others if you are critically ill, unconscious, or unable to make your wishes known. Your end-of-life planning should also include your wishes about whether you want to spend your last days in a hospital or at home, the type of funeral or memorial service you would want, type of music played at your funeral. Another important component of any good end-of-life planning process is estate planning. This requires you to consider many areas that you need to make decisions about. This includes several legal documents you must include, such as enduring power of attorney, enduring guardian, a will that is up to date and valid, stating who you would want to leave your possessions or assets to, and or be supported financially after your death. These are all essential parts of your individualized end-of-life plan. I will cover these other parts of your end-of-life planning in more detail in later episodes on our current end-of-life planning series. In terms of end-of-life planning, it requires you to think about, decide, and inform your family and friends, as well as formalize your decisions and choices so they can be legally implemented. A question for you: has anyone started doing their end-of-life planning yet? Please let me know what was or is the most challenging part of starting your end-of-life plan. I'd love to read your comments below. End-of-life planning and your family. By making no end-of-life decisions is one of the most selfish things you can do to your loved ones. If all the decisions are left up to your loved ones with no guidance, it will cause so much more distress to your family at one of the most emotional times of their lives. You will burden your family with a range of tough decisions to make on your behalf. Your family will feel burdened as they will always have doubts whether their decisions were in line with what you wanted. The reality for many families is they will feel overwhelmed, being forced to make life and death decisions on behalf of a loved one, to the point they cannot decide, or worse, they make a selfish decision to keep you alive at all costs, not fully understanding the consequences or the effect their decisions will have on the quality of your life if you survive. Common questions loved ones must confront and often feel uncertain about because you did not provide any previous guidance about what you would have wanted to be done in this situation. So they must decide on your behalf and hope it is what you would have wanted. These include: would you want all your medical intervention to save your life regardless of the outcome? Have you prepaid for a funeral plot or have a funeral fund? What was the preference, burial or cremation? Specific wishes about burial arrangements. Do you have any specific funeral requests written in an obituary or death notice? Have you prepared estate planning documents? Do you have a current will or trust set up? Who gets control of your digital assets? Who is the executor of the estate? Have you recorded any of your wishes or left a legacy letter or ethical will? And where would all this information be stored? As you can see, there are many questions that need to be answered and provided. If you have no end-of-life plan, you will have no say about crucial decisions that will affect you and your family you are leaving behind. You will have to accept the decisions made on your behalf. For example, the medical treatment you received saved your life, although the quality of your life had dramatically changed, such as you lost your mobility, independence, and living in chronic pain, and you require ongoing costly treatment and you could not work. The worst aspect of this is you may never have wanted this treatment if this was going to be the likely outcome. The lack of planning often causes family conflict that you may have read about and you never think it will happen in your family until it does. I urge you to start planning before it is too late or when you are incapable of making the decision, as life can be so unpredictable. The Plan Wishes channel is about bringing you the best end-of-life and non-financial retirement insights, practical tips and resources to assist you to navigate the issues you'll face in later life. Start by visiting our website www.planwishes.com.au to discover more detailed end-of-life planning articles. If you found this information helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, or share if you are on Facebook. Have a look at our other videos in our end-of-life planning series here on YouTube. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.